So when people want to sell their company, most people want to exit their company, leave the company. So when they sell, they leave. It is customary to have some transitionary period, anywhere between like 2 and 6 months, where the founder or the founding team will stay on to make sure that there's a smooth transition. Expect that. That is standard within the M&A worlds. You can't really get out of that. But there are certain things called earnouts, which is a way to structure a deal where certain revenue or sale price amounts are contingent on hitting certain KPIs. And so we call that being in the golden handcuffs. That is a way for them to keep you on working for them for 2, 3, 4, 5 years sometimes, because they know that you are the only one that can go and achieve these goals, and you won't want to leave because you don't want to put those goals in somebody else's hands. You want, as a seller, to have the highest chance of hitting those metrics, so you get paid out the most as much as possible, and so you'll stay on. Again, that's why they call it the golden handcuffs. So how we avoid this is by making sure that your business is not founder dependent. So a great way and a great exercise to think of, and maybe listeners at home can think about right now, is if you got hit by a bus tomorrow and that was your last day, could the business still survive without you? What would falter in the business? Would there be any shakiness? And if there's any level of shakiness, then your business is still dependent on you to some extent. How then do you remove yourself from those areas? For example, a lot of small businesses, the founder does accounting. Can you hire an accountant? Can the accountant take over that finance function? Or they do payroll. Can you bring on somebody to go and run your payroll? Or for sales, sometimes founders will be the main driver of sales through their personal network. How do you remove yourself, create a channel that can send opportunities or leads or new business to you without you there, right? Some founders are part of the fulfillment as well. They promise themselves as part of the work for some of the service or product that they're offering. How do you remove yourself from that as well? So we want to think of those questions. How do you remove yourself completely? And so I think this does two things. One, immediately, if you do get hit by a bus, the company will do well, and the buyer will see that too, knowing that when you leave in the business, which is a much more realistic example, that nothing will falter when you leave the business and sell the business. Also, secondly, I think a good output of this is that you get to go on vacation more. You get to go live your life more, and you don't have to worry about your business because the business doesn't operate codependent with you, right? So that's the second thing.